Hey, it's Mark Laner with your video thought for the day. All right, we're doing creation. And day one was yesterday. I looked at God created light and he separated the light from darkness. And I hope you have a chance to watch it because we still use those metaphors of light and darkness to try and describe life today. But today is day two. And on day two in this Genesis 1 account, God creates a firmament to separate the waters from the waters. What he's really making is the sky, all right? God creates the sky, and we read this in the 21st century with our understanding of the cosmos, and we scratch our heads kind of trying to understand it. We don't read it like it would have seemed to Moses back in his day. So back in the day of Moses, Moses comes out of Pharaoh's household, comes out of Egypt. I've got an Egyptian painting here that's pretty common one. This is the Egyptian goddess. Her name is, it's spelled like nut, but it's probably pronounced more like Nut. And Nut is in a shape over the earth where all the people are. And Nut's head generally is in one direction and her tail is in the other. She eats the sun at the end of the day. So her head is generally facing west. And she gives birth to the sun each morning. So that was generally facing east. And the idea was, you can see the stars above Nut, some stars even hanging onto Nut, but oftentimes you'll see a boat on there because Nut's got the waters separated. And the goddess Nut, who's usually upheld in these paintings by another god, you've got Nut and Shu and Geb in all these paintings, and one's the earth and one's the sky, and one is the air holding up the sky. But they're gods and goddesses. And that's what Moses had been taught in Pharaoh's court. And God reveals to Moses something profound on day two. He says the sky is not a goddess. The waters above the sky are not a goddess. The air and whatever supports the sky is not a god. The ground is not a god. God says, I am over all of those things. They're things I made. They're not manifestations of God. Now, you and I just read through this and we don't think much about it, but we really should. Because what this means is God is over all of the earth. And that means God is over your problems and mine. There is nobody who is watching or listening to this video that can ever truthfully say, I've got a problem in my life that's too big for God. Because you don't. And I don't. That doesn't mean he makes the problems evaporate like water. But it means he will take care of us, never give us a problem too great for us to walk through if we walk through it with him. And he'll always be teaching us and guiding us and comforting us in that process. So I love day two of creation. It may not seem like much on first reading, but to understand that God is not just caught up in nature. Nature's not an expression of God. God is over all heaven and earth. We are his creation. We're not him. And none of our problems are beyond our God. And that's your video thought for today.